Have you ever wondered why some people seem to rise above everything life throws at them, while others stay stuck in the same cycle of frustration and disappointment? What's their secret? Is it luck, talent, or something deeper that sets them apart? The truth is, success isn't about waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap. It's about creating them yourself. And here's the hard truth. Nobody else is going to care about your dreams as much as you do. If you want to change your life, it starts with one thing: you. Are you ready to hear what it really takes? Let's get real for a moment. Life doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't hand out rewards just because you showed up. Success isn't given. It's earned through sweat, sacrifice, and relentless focus. But here's the beautiful part. This reality can set you free. When you stop expecting others to pave the way for you, you take back control. You become unstoppable. Because when you realize that no one else is coming to save you, you'll find the strength within yourself to rise higher than you ever thought possible. Think about it this way. Every great achievement in history was born from someone who refused to give up, even when no one believed in them. They didn't wait for applause or approval. They worked silently, tirelessly, knowing that their efforts would speak louder than any words ever could. That's the mindset we're diving into today. This isn't just another motivational speech, it's a wake-up call. A reminder that the only person standing between you and your dreams is you. Here's the deal. If you're serious about transforming your life, then stick around. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a renewed sense of purpose and clarity, a blueprint for how to channel your energy, silence distractions, and build the future you've always wanted. And as a bonus, I'm going to share a powerful insight near the end that has changed countless lives, including mine. So don't hit stop now. Stay with me and let's uncover the keys to unlocking your full potential together. Because here's the thing, deep down, you already know what needs to be done. You feel it in your gut. But sometimes we all need a little push, a spark to reignite the fire inside us. That's exactly what this message is designed to do. To remind you that greatness isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to put in the work. Anyone willing to shut out the noise, embrace discomfort, and keep moving forward no matter what. So ask yourself right now, are you ready to step up? Are you ready to stop making excuses and start taking action? If the answer is yes, then you're in the right place. Let's dive deeper into the mindset that will not only change your perspective, but also transform your entire life. Remember, this journey begins and ends with you. Nobody else, just you. Now, let's talk about why that's the most empowering truth of all. Let's face it, life isn't fair. And here's something even harder to swallow. Most people won't care about your dreams, your struggles, or your goals. Not because they're bad people, but because everyone is busy fighting their own battles. They're consumed with their own challenges, their own fears, and their own desires. It's not personal, it's just reality. But instead of letting this truth discourage you, let it fuel you. Because when you accept that no one else is coming to rescue you, you'll realize the power has been in your hands all along. Think about how often you've waited for someone else to notice your potential. Maybe you hoped a mentor would guide you, a friend would encourage you, or even strangers would validate your efforts. But waiting for external approval only keeps you stuck. The moment you stop looking outward for motivation and start looking inward, that's when real growth begins. This shift in mindset from dependence to self-reliance is where true strength lies. You don't need permission to succeed. You don't need applause to keep going. All you need is the unshakable belief in yourself and the willingness to put in the work. Now, here's the psychological twist. Humans are wired to seek connection and validation. It's part of our survival instinct. Thousands of years ago, being accepted by the group meant safety and security. But today, relying too much on others' opinions can hold you back. When you tie your worth to what other people think, you give away your power. Instead, focus on building an unbreakable relationship with yourself. Trust your instincts. Listen to that inner voice telling you to push forward even when the world seems indifferent. That voice knows more than anyone else ever could. The harsh truth is also liberating. Once you understand that nobody owes you success, happiness, or fulfillment, you stop wasting time feeling entitled. Entitlement breeds frustration, but responsibility breeds freedom. When you take full ownership of your life, suddenly everything changes. Obstacles become lessons. Setbacks become setups for comebacks. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to prove to yourself just how strong you really are. And trust me, there's nothing more empowering than realizing you're capable of far more than you imagine. But here's the catch. Accepting this truth requires courage. It means stepping out of your comfort zone and embracing discomfort. It means saying goodbye to excuses and hello to accountability. Some days it might feel easier to blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for why things aren't working out. But deep down, you know better. You know that every choice you make shapes your future. So why not choose action over hesitation? Why not choose discipline over distraction? Why not choose you over everyone else? This isn't about shutting people out completely. It's about understanding that at the end of the day, your journey is yours alone. Friends, family, mentors, they can support you, but they can't walk the path for you. Only you can take those steps. Only you can decide how far you're willing to go. And once you fully embrace this, you'll discover a level of resilience you didn't know existed. You'll stop seeking validation from others because you'll already have it within yourself. Remember, the greatest achievements in life aren't handed to you. They're earned through grit, determination, and relentless focus. The sooner you internalize this, the sooner you'll start seeing results. Success doesn't care about your excuses. It rewards effort. It rewards persistence. It rewards those who refuse to quit no matter how tough the road gets. And guess what? That person can be you. In fact, it should be you. Because if you won't fight for your dreams, who will? So as we move deeper into this message, I want you to carry this thought with you. The world may not care about your goals, but that's okay. Because now you care enough for everyone else combined. And that's all the motivation you'll ever need to keep pushing forward. Keep climbing, keep striving, because the best version of yourself is waiting on the other side of hard work, and nobody gets there without putting in the effort. Are you ready to rise above the noise and focus solely on what matters most? Good. Let's keep going. Now let's talk about something powerful. There's a reason these truths resonate so deeply. They've been spoken by someone who didn't just preach them, but lived them. Someone who knows what it means to rise from humble beginnings, to face doubt and rejection, and still push forward with unwavering determination. These aren't empty words. They're lessons carved out of real-life experience. And when you hear them, you can't help but feel their weight because they cut straight to the core of what it takes to succeed. The message is simple yet profound. Stop waiting for others to believe in you. Stop expecting the world to hand you opportunities. Instead, focus on becoming the kind of person who creates opportunities. This isn't just advice. It's a blueprint for transformation. It's about understanding that success doesn't come from talent alone. Talent might get you noticed, but it's hard work, discipline, and resilience that keep you moving forward. That's the difference between dreaming and achieving, between wishing and winning. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who inspire you with their achievements. What do they all have in common? They didn't wait for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. They made things happen despite the odds. They embraced discomfort, faced failure head on, and kept going even when no one else believed in them. That's the mindset we're diving into today. A mindset rooted in action, not excuses. In effort, not entitlement. Here's the psychological insight behind this. Humans are naturally drawn to stories of triumph over adversity. Why? Because deep down, we know struggle is universal. Everyone faces challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't isn't luck or privilege. It's how they respond to those challenges. Successful people see obstacles as opportunities to grow stronger. They use pain as fuel. They turn criticism into motivation, and they refuse to let anyone or anything stand in their way. This wisdom reminds us that greatness isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to put in the work, anyone willing to silence distractions, ignore negativity, and stay focused on their vision. But here's the key: it starts with self-belief. You have to believe in yourself before anyone else will. You have to trust your ability to figure things out even when the path ahead seems unclear. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build through consistent action, through showing up day after day and proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought possible. And let's be clear, this journey won't always feel glamorous. In fact, most of it will feel downright uncomfortable. There will be days when you question whether it's worth it, days when you feel like giving up. But remember this: every successful person has felt the same way at some point. The difference is they chose to keep going. They chose to push through the doubt, the fear, and the uncertainty, and so can you. Because the truth is, growth happens outside your comfort zone. Success is built in the moments when you want to quit but don't. What makes this message so impactful is its authenticity. It's raw, honest, and unapologetic. It doesn't sugarcoat the reality of what it takes to achieve greatness, but it also doesn't leave you feeling defeated. Instead, it empowers you. It reminds you that you already have everything you need to succeed. You just have to tap into it. You have to decide that your dreams are worth fighting for, that your future is worth sacrificing for. And once you make that decision, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. So take a moment to reflect on this. If success were easy, everyone would have it. But the fact that it's hard is what makes it so rewarding. The struggle shapes you. It teaches you patience, perseverance, and resilience. It forces you to dig deep and discover strengths you didn't know you had. And when you finally reach your goals, the sense of fulfillment is unmatched because you know exactly how much effort went into getting there. As we continue, hold on to this idea. The road to success is paved with hard work, sacrifice, and an unrelenting focus on your vision. No shortcuts, no excuses, just pure determination. Let's take a moment to sit with this uncomfortable truth. Nobody owes you success, happiness, or fulfillment. Not your family, not your friends, not society, and certainly not the universe. This might sound harsh, but it's one of the most liberating realizations you can ever have. Because once you stop expecting others to hand you what you want, you free yourself from the chains of disappointment and frustration. You begin to understand that everything worth having in life must be earned through effort, discipline, and sacrifice. Think about it. How often have you waited for someone else to make the first move, to give you permission, guidance, or approval? Maybe you've hoped for a mentor to show up and lead the way. Or perhaps you've wished for circumstances to align perfectly before taking action. But here's the reality. Waiting for external factors to fall into place only keeps you stuck. Success doesn't wait for perfect timing. It thrives on momentum. It rewards those who are willing to start where they are with what they have and figure things out along the way. This isn't about being cynical or jaded. It's about embracing responsibility. Responsibility is empowering because it puts the power back in your hands. When you realize that no one else is coming to save you, you stop wasting time feeling entitled or victimized. Instead, you focus on what you can control: your mindset, your actions, and your attitude. You start showing up every single day, even when it feels like no one is watching, because at the end of the day, your progress belongs to you, and so does your stagnation. Here's the psychological perspective. Humans are wired to seek shortcuts. Our brains love efficiency, which means we're naturally inclined to look for the easiest path to our goals. But shortcuts rarely lead to lasting success. Real achievement comes from putting in the work, the kind of work that tests your limits, stretches your abilities, and forces you to grow. It's uncomfortable, yes, but discomfort is where transformation happens. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to prove to yourself just how resilient you truly are. Now, let's break this down further. When you expect others to provide for you, whether it's opportunities, validation, or support, you're giving away your power. You're placing your future in someone else's hands. And that's a dangerous position to be in. People are busy. Life is unpredictable. And while some may genuinely want to help, they can't carry the weight of your dreams for you. Only you can do that. Only you can decide how far you're willing to go to make your vision a reality. But here's the beautiful part. When you stop relying on others and start trusting yourself, something incredible happens. You become unstoppable. You realize that setbacks aren't failures, they're lessons. Criticism isn't personal, it's feedback. Challenges aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Suddenly, the world feels less intimidating because you know you have the tools to navigate it. You don't need anyone else's approval to keep moving forward because you've already given yourself permission to succeed. This shift in mindset changes everything. It transforms the way you approach problems, relationships, and opportunities. Instead of asking, "What can I get?" you start asking, "What can I give?" Instead of focusing on what's missing, you focus on what's possible. You stop playing the victim and start taking ownership of your life. And when you do that, you unlock a level of confidence and clarity that nothing else can match. Of course, this doesn't mean you should isolate yourself or reject help entirely. Collaboration and connection are important parts of growth. But there's a difference between seeking support and depending on others to validate your efforts. The key is to build a foundation of self-reliance first. Once you've done that, any assistance you receive becomes a bonus, not a necessity. So as we dive deeper into this journey, remember this: the world doesn't owe you anything, but that's okay, because you owe yourself everything. You owe yourself the commitment to try, to fail, to learn, and to keep going. You owe yourself the courage to chase your dreams, even when the odds seem stacked against you. And you owe yourself the belief that you are capable of achieving greatness if you're willing to put in the work. Now, let's talk about one of the most underrated yet transformative forces in life: self-reliance. It's not just a trait, it's a mindset, a way of being that separates those who achieve from those who stay stuck. When you rely on yourself, you tap into a reservoir of strength that no external force can ever take away from you. You become the architect of your own destiny, the captain of your ship, and the driver of your journey. And here's the best part: self-reliance isn't something you're born with. It's something you build day by day, decision by decision. Think about the last time you accomplished something entirely on your own. Maybe it was solving a problem at work, finishing a personal project, or simply getting through a tough day without leaning on anyone else for support. How did it feel? Chances are it felt empowering. That's because self-reliance gives you a sense of control over your life. It reminds you that you don't need permission to move forward. You don't need validation to keep going. All you need is the determination to figure things out and the courage to trust yourself. Here's why this matters so much. When you depend too heavily on others, you give them power over your progress. Their opinions, their availability, their energy, all of these factors start influencing your ability to succeed. But when you learn to rely on yourself, you reclaim that power. You stop waiting for someone else to show up and start showing up for yourself. This doesn't mean you won't collaborate or seek advice along the way. It means you'll never again put your dreams on hold because someone else hasn't stepped in to help. Psychologically, self-reliance builds resilience. Studies show that individuals who take ownership of their actions and decisions tend to recover faster from setbacks. Why? Because they see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than reasons to quit. They understand that failure isn't fatal, it's feedback. Every misstep becomes a lesson, every obstacle a chance to adapt and improve. Over time, this mindset creates an unshakable confidence. You begin to trust that no matter what happens, you'll find a way to overcome it. But building self-reliance isn't always easy. It requires you to confront fears, doubts, and insecurities head-on. It demands that you step out of your comfort zone and embrace discomfort. There will be moments when you feel unsure, when the path ahead seems unclear. In those moments, remember this: growth happens outside your comfort zone. The more you push yourself to figure things out independently, the stronger and more capable you become. Each small victory reinforces your belief in your abilities, creating a cycle of empowerment that propels you forward. Self-reliance also teaches you the value of resourcefulness. When you can't rely on others, you learn to make the most of what you have. You discover creative solutions to problems, innovative ways to approach challenges, and untapped reserves of potential within yourself. This skill, this ability to adapt and thrive, is priceless. It ensures that no matter where life takes you, you'll always have the tools to navigate it successfully. And here's another powerful truth. Self-reliance attracts opportunity. People respect those who take initiative, who solve their own problems, and who carry themselves with confidence. When you demonstrate that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way, doors begin to open. Opportunities present themselves not because you ask for them, but because you earn them. Your actions speak louder than words, and the world takes notice. Of course, self-reliance doesn't mean you should isolate yourself or reject help entirely. Collaboration and connection are essential parts of growth, but there's a difference between seeking support and depending on others to validate your efforts. True self-reliance means knowing when to ask for help and when to stand firm on your own 2 feet. It's about striking a balance between independence and interdependence, ensuring that your foundation is strong enough to support everything you want to build. So as we continue, hold on to this idea. Self-reliance isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't wait for circumstances to change, but changes them instead. Who doesn't shy away from challenges, but embraces them as stepping stones to success. Who doesn't look to others for approval, but finds validation within themselves. This is the essence of true strength, and it's a quality that will serve you for the rest of your life. Now, let's talk about the cornerstone of every great achievement: hard work. There's no sugarcoating it. Success demands effort. It requires you to roll up your sleeves, put in the hours, and push through when it feels like the world is against you. And here's the raw truth: there are no shortcuts. No magic formulas, no secret hacks that will replace the blood, sweat, and tears it takes to build something meaningful. If you want to rise above mediocrity, if you want to leave a mark on this world, then hard work isn't optional, it's essential. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who inspire you with their accomplishments. What do they all have in common? They didn't stumble into success by accident. They earned it through relentless dedication, late nights, early mornings, and an unyielding commitment to their craft. Behind every trophy, every award, every milestone lies countless hours of unseen effort. Effort that no one else witnessed, but that made all the difference. That's the price of greatness. And make no mistake, you'll have to pay it too. Here's why hard work matters so much. It separates dreamers from doers. Anyone can talk about what they want to achieve, but only those willing to put in the work actually get there. Success doesn't care about your intentions. It rewards action. It rewards persistence. It rewards those who show up consistently even when no one is watching. When you commit to working hard, you send a message to yourself and the universe. I'm serious about my goals. I'm ready to earn them. And that mindset alone changes everything. But let's be clear. Hard work isn't glamorous. In fact, it's often grueling. It's waking up tired and still choosing to grind. It's facing failure after failure and refusing to quit. It's sacrificing comfort, leisure, and sometimes even relationships to stay focused on your vision. But here's the thing. The struggle is where growth happens. Every challenge you face builds resilience. Every hour you invest sharpens your skills. Every setback you overcome strengthens your resolve. Hard work transforms not just your circumstances, but also who you are as a person. Psychologically, hard work rewires your brain. Studies show that consistent effort creates new neural pathways, making tasks easier over time. The more you practice, the better you become. This process, known as deliberate practice, is how experts in any field reach mastery. They don't rely on talent alone. They rely on discipline, on showing up every single day, even when progress feels slow or invisible. Because deep down they understand that success isn't about overnight results. It's about long-term consistency. And yet many people shy away from hard work because it's uncomfortable. They look for quick fixes, easy solutions, or get-rich-quick schemes. But here's the reality. Anything worth having requires sacrifice. Anything worth achieving demands patience and perseverance. The truth is, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Opportunities don't fall into your lap. They come to those who are prepared to seize them. And preparation comes from putting in the work, day in and day out. Now let's address a common misconception. Hard work doesn't mean burning yourself out. It's not about working yourself to exhaustion or neglecting your health and well-being. True hard work is sustainable. It's about finding a rhythm that allows you to give your best without losing yourself in the process. It's about balancing intensity with rest, effort with recovery. Because at the end of the day, consistency beats intensity every time. Small, steady actions compound over time to create extraordinary results. This brings us to another critical point. Hard work is its own reward. Yes, the external rewards, recognition, money, status, are nice. But the real payoff comes from within, from knowing that you gave it your all, from looking back at your journey and realizing how far you've come. Hard work gives you pride in yourself. It teaches you discipline, humility, and gratitude. It reminds you that nothing worthwhile comes easily, and that's exactly what makes it so fulfilling. So as we move forward, remember this: hard work isn't just a means to an end, it's a way of life. It's about embracing the grind, honoring the process, and trusting that every ounce of effort you pour into your dreams will eventually pay off. Now let's talk about something that might be holding you back without you even realizing it: comparison. How often do you find yourself looking at others and wondering why they're further along than you, why their journey seems smoother, faster, or easier? Here's the truth: comparing your progress to someone else's is a waste of energy, and it's stealing your focus from what truly matters. Your path is yours alone, and until you fully embrace that, you'll always feel like you're falling short. Think about it this way: every person you admire started somewhere. They had struggles, doubts, and moments of uncertainty, just like you. But here's the difference: they stayed focused on their own journey. They didn't waste time measuring themselves against others. Instead, they poured all their energy into becoming the best version of themselves. And that's exactly what you need to do. Because success isn't about competing with anyone else. It's about outgrowing the person you were yesterday. Here's the psychological insight: humans are wired to compare. It's part of our survival instinct, rooted in ancient times when we needed to assess threats and opportunities. But in today's world, constant comparison does more harm than good. It creates unnecessary pressure, fuels self-doubt, and distracts you from your goals. When you focus too much on what others are doing, you lose sight of your own potential. You start chasing someone else's dream instead of building your own. And that's a recipe for frustration. But here's the empowering part: when you stop comparing, you reclaim your power. You free yourself from the noise and clutter of other people's lives. You begin to see your journey for what it truly is: a unique, personal adventure filled with lessons and milestones that belong only to you. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you're meant to be. And once you understand that, you'll realize there's no need to rush or compete. All that matters is staying true to your vision. Now let's break this down further. Focusing on your own path doesn't mean ignoring everyone else. It means filtering out distractions. It means recognizing which voices deserve your attention and which ones don't. Not every opinion matters. Not every piece of advice applies to your situation. Learn to tune out the noise and listen to the one voice that truly counts: your own. Trust your instincts. Trust your intuition. Trust that you know what's best for you, even if it looks different from what others are doing. This mindset shift changes everything. It allows you to celebrate other people's successes without feeling threatened by them. It helps you appreciate their wins as inspiration rather than competition. After all, someone else's achievements don't diminish your own. They remind you of what's possible. They show you that success comes in many forms and that there's room for everyone to shine. The key is to use their stories as motivation, not comparison. And here's another powerful truth. Focusing on your path builds momentum. When you direct all your energy toward your goals, you create forward motion. You stop wasting time worrying about what others think and start investing in what actually moves the needle. Every action you take becomes intentional. Every decision aligns with your vision. Over time, this laser-like focus compounds, turning small efforts into big results. That's the beauty of staying committed to your own journey. It amplifies everything you do. Of course, staying focused isn't always easy. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when you question whether you're on the right track. In those moments, remind yourself why you started. Revisit your purpose. Visualize the life you're working toward. Let that clarity guide you back to center. Because here's the thing, focus isn't just about seeing the finish line. It's about trusting the process. It's about believing that every step, no matter how challenging, is taking you closer to where you want to be. So as we continue, hold on to this idea. Your journey is uniquely yours. No one else can walk it for you, and no one else should define it for you. Stay locked onto your vision. Keep your eyes on your goals. And remember, the only person you need to impress is yourself. Now let's talk about something that might be sabotaging your progress without you even realizing it. The noise. The constant chatter of opinions, expectations, and distractions that pull you in every direction except forward. Social media feeds, unsolicited advice, negative comments. These are all forms of noise that cloud your mind and steal your focus. And here's the hard truth. If you don't learn to silence them, they'll drown out the one voice that matters most. Yours. Think about how much time you spend consuming information that doesn't serve you. Scrolling through endless updates, comparing yourself to highlight reels, or listening to people who don't truly understand your journey. It's exhausting, isn't it? But here's the thing. None of that noise is helping you achieve your goals. In fact, it's doing the opposite. It's keeping you stuck. Every moment you spend distracted by external voices is a moment you're not investing in yourself. And that's time you can never get back. Here's why this matters so much. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't weed out the negativity and clutter, nothing valuable can grow. The noise plants seeds of doubt, fear, and confusion, choking the potential for clarity and progress. But when you clear the space, when you silence the distractions, you create room for focus, creativity, and determination to flourish. Your thoughts become sharper, your actions more intentional, your path clearer. That's the power of tuning out the noise. Psychologically, humans are wired to pay attention to what's around them. Our brains evolved to scan for threats and opportunities, which made sense in ancient times but works against us today. Modern life bombards us with information, much of it irrelevant to our goals. Learning to filter out what doesn't matter is crucial for success. Studies show that people who minimize distractions and maintain focus achieve significantly more than those who allow themselves to be pulled in multiple directions. Success isn't about multitasking, it's about single-mindedness. But silencing the noise isn't just about ignoring others, it's about protecting your mental energy. Every comment, critique, or opinion you absorb takes up space in your mind. Some of it might be constructive, but most of it isn't. The key is to decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Ask yourself, does this help me move closer to my goals? Does it align with my vision? If the answer is no, let it go. Don't waste precious energy on things that don't contribute to your growth. This brings us to another critical point. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's the presence of peace. When you shut out the noise, you give yourself permission to think deeply, reflect honestly, and act deliberately. You reconnect with your inner voice. the one that knows exactly what you need to do next. This connection is vital because it keeps you grounded in your purpose. It reminds you why you started and what you're working toward. Without it, you risk losing sight of your dreams entirely. Now let's address a common challenge. How do you silence the noise when it feels like it's everywhere? Start by setting boundaries. Limit your exposure to social media. Curate your environment to include only what inspires and motivates you. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support your vision, not those who drain or discourage you. Remember, you have control over what enters your world. Use that control wisely. And here's the empowering part. When you silence the noise, you amplify your own voice. You begin to trust yourself more deeply. You stop second-guessing every decision and start taking bold, confident steps toward your goals. Every distraction you eliminate strengthens your resolve. Every unnecessary influence you remove clears the way for your true potential to shine. Over time, this creates an unstoppable momentum, a force that propels you forward no matter what obstacles arise. So as we continue, remember this: the world will always be loud, but you don't have to be. You have the power to choose where you direct your attention, and therefore, where you direct your energy. Protect your focus like it's gold, because it is. Stay committed to silencing the noise and staying aligned with your vision. Now let's talk about something that might feel uncomfortable at first, but holds immense power: solitude. In a world obsessed with constant connection, being alone often gets misunderstood. People see it as loneliness, boredom, or even weakness. But here's the truth. Solitude is one of the most underrated tools for growth and transformation. When you embrace solitude, you tap into a wellspring of clarity, creativity, and inner strength that no external influence can provide. Think about it. When was the last time you truly spent time alone without distractions? No phone, no social media, no background noise, just you and your thoughts. If it's been a while, you're not alone. Most people avoid solitude because they fear what they might find when they sit with themselves. They worry about confronting doubts, insecurities, or fears. But here's the secret. Those moments of discomfort are where real growth happens. Solitude forces you to face yourself, and in doing so, it helps you become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Here's why solitude matters so much. It gives your mind space to breathe. Constant noise and stimulation overload your brain, leaving little room for deep thinking or reflection. When you step away from the chaos, even if just for a few minutes, you allow your thoughts to settle. You create an environment where ideas can flow freely, where solutions to problems reveal themselves, and where inspiration strikes unexpectedly. Some of history's greatest minds, artists, inventors, leaders, all valued solitude as a catalyst for brilliance. And you can too. Psychologically, solitude has profound benefits. Studies show that spending time alone reduces stress, boosts creativity, and improves decision-making skills. It allows you to process emotions, recharge your energy, and reconnect with your purpose. Without the pressure of external opinions or expectations, you're free to explore who you are and what you truly want. This self-awareness is invaluable because it ensures that every action you take aligns with your authentic self, not someone else's version of success. But embracing solitude isn't always easy. Society conditions us to believe that productivity means staying busy, that silence equals stagnation. We're taught to fill every moment with activity, conversation, or entertainment. Yet this constant busyness leaves us feeling drained, scattered, and disconnected from our goals. The antidote? Learn to value stillness. Recognize that solitude isn't wasted time. It's an opportunity to refuel, recalibrate, and remind yourself why you're working so hard in the first place. This brings us to another powerful truth. Solitude teaches you independence. When you spend time alone, you learn to rely on yourself for comfort, motivation, and guidance. You discover that you don't need constant validation or companionship to feel fulfilled. Instead, you cultivate a sense of inner peace, a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're enough, just as you are. This self-reliance becomes a foundation for everything else you achieve. It empowers you to make decisions boldly, pursue your dreams relentlessly, and navigate challenges with grace. And yet, solitude doesn't mean isolation. It's not about cutting yourself off from others or rejecting meaningful connections. On the contrary, it enhances your relationships by giving you the clarity to show up fully and authentically. When you know yourself deeply, you communicate more effectively, set healthier boundaries, and attract people who genuinely support your vision. Solitude enriches your interactions rather than diminishing them. Now let's address how to embrace solitude in practical ways. Start small. Dedicate 10 minutes each day to sit quietly with your thoughts. Go for a walk without headphones. Write in a journal to process your feelings. These simple practices may feel awkward at first, but over time, they'll become second nature. Gradually increase the amount of time you spend alone until it becomes a cherished part of your routine. Trust me, the rewards far outweigh any initial discomfort. So, as we continue, remember this. Solitude isn't something to fear, it's something to cherish. It's a sacred space where you can reconnect with your dreams, recharge your spirit, and rediscover your strength. By embracing solitude, you unlock a level of focus and determination that propels you closer to your goals. Now let's tackle one of the biggest barriers standing between you and your dreams: the fear of failure. It's a universal experience. This paralyzing voice inside your head that whispers, what if you mess up? What if people judge you? What if you're not good enough? But here's the truth. Failure isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. In fact, it's an essential part of every successful journey. Without failure, there is no growth. Without setbacks, there are no comebacks. And without risk, there are no rewards. Think about it. Every great achievement in history was born from countless failures. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 1,000,000 ways that won't work." Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming one of the greatest athletes of all time. These stories remind us that failure isn't fatal, it's feedback. It's a stepping stone on the path to success. The only real failure is giving up entirely. As long as you keep going, every mistake becomes a lesson, every misstep a guidepost pointing you toward what works. Here's why overcoming the fear of failure matters so much. It frees you to take action. When you're afraid to fail, you play it safe. You stay in your comfort zone, avoiding risks and opportunities for growth. But playing it safe doesn't lead to greatness, it leads to mediocrity. Success belongs to those who are willing to step into the unknown, to try new things even when they don't know how it will turn out. They understand that progress requires vulnerability, courage, and resilience. And they refuse to let fear dictate their choices. Psychologically, fear of failure stems from our desire for approval and validation. We worry about what others will think if we don't succeed. But here's the reality. Most people aren't paying as much attention to your life as you think they are. They're too busy worrying about their own challenges. Even if they do notice your mistakes, does it really matter? At the end of the day, the only opinion that truly counts is yours. Your worth isn't defined by external outcomes. It's defined by your effort, your persistence, and your willingness to keep moving forward. But here's the empowering part. Failure builds character. Every time you fall and get back up, you grow stronger. You learn patience, humility, and perseverance. You develop problem-solving skills, adaptability, and emotional resilience. These qualities don't just help you achieve your goals, they prepare you for life itself. Because let's face it, life is unpredictable. Challenges will arise whether you're ready or not. The question isn't whether you'll fail, it's how you'll respond when you do. Will you let it stop you, or will you use it as fuel to push harder? This brings us to another critical point. Failure strips away illusions. It forces you to confront reality, to see where you need improvement, and to refine your approach. Without failure, you might waste years chasing strategies that don't work. With it, you gain clarity and insight that accelerates your progress. Each setback reveals a flaw in your plan, a gap in your knowledge, or a weakness in your execution. And once you identify these areas, you can fix them. That's how champions are made, not by avoiding failure, but by learning from it. Now, let's talk about how to reframe failure. Instead of seeing it as a reflection of your abilities, view it as evidence that you're trying. If you're failing, it means you're taking action. You're putting yourself out there, testing ideas and pushing boundaries. That's infinitely better than staying stuck in analysis paralysis or letting fear hold you back. Celebrate the fact that you're moving forward, even if the road is bumpy. Progress always trumps perfection. And here's the ultimate truth. Failure makes success sweeter. When you overcome obstacles, when you rise above doubts and fears, the victories you achieve feel earned. They carry weight. They mean something. There's a deep satisfaction in knowing that you didn't quit, that you kept fighting despite the odds. That's the kind of success that lasts. The kind built on grit, determination, and relentless effort. So as we continue, remember this: failure isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. It's the fire that tempers steel, shaping you into someone capable of handling anything life throws your way. By embracing failure, you unlock a level of courage and confidence that propels you closer to your dreams. Now let's talk about one of the most challenging yet rewarding mindsets you can adopt on your journey. Trusting the process. It's easy to get caught up in wanting immediate results, seeing instant progress, reaping quick rewards, and achieving overnight success. But here's the truth. Real growth doesn't happen in a straight line. Success is messy, unpredictable, and often invisible until it suddenly isn't. And the only way to navigate this uncertainty is by learning to trust the process. The unwavering belief that every step you take, no matter how small, is moving you closer to where you want to be. Think about planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, nurture it, and give it time to take root. The same principle applies to your goals. Every action you take, every hour you invest, every skill you practice, every challenge you overcome is like watering that seed. You might not see the fruits of your labor right away, but beneath the surface, something incredible is happening. Growth is occurring. Momentum is building. And when the moment comes for everything to bloom, it will feel worth every ounce of effort you put in. Here's why trusting the process matters so much. It keeps you grounded during times of doubt. There will be days when progress feels painfully slow, when setbacks make you question whether you're on the right path. In those moments, it's tempting to give up, to abandon ship because you can't see the destination. But here's the thing, success isn't about seeing the finish line from the start. It's about believing in the journey even when you can't see where it leads. Trusting the process means staying committed even when the road ahead feels uncertain. Psychologically, humans crave certainty. We want guarantees, clear outcomes, and predictable timelines. But life rarely works that way. The most fulfilling achievements, the ones that truly transform us, require patience and persistence. Studies show that people who focus on delayed gratification rather than immediate rewards tend to achieve greater long-term success. They understand that meaningful results take time and that the discomfort of waiting is part of the price of greatness. By embracing this mindset, you position yourself for breakthroughs that others miss because they quit too soon. But here's the empowering part. Trusting the process builds resilience. When you commit to the journey, not just the outcome, you stop tying your self-worth to external validation or short-term wins. You learn to celebrate the effort itself, knowing that each step forward is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. This shift in perspective changes everything. It frees you from the pressure of perfection and allows you to enjoy the ride, even when it's bumpy. Progress becomes its own reward. This brings us to another critical point. Trusting the process requires faith in yourself. It means believing that you have what it takes to figure things out, even when the path isn't clear. It means reminding yourself why you started and staying connected to your purpose. Because here's the reality: the process won't always feel good. Some days it will feel downright hard, but if you stay focused on your why, you'll find the strength to keep going. Your purpose becomes your anchor, keeping you steady when the waves of doubt crash against you. Now let's address how to cultivate trust in the process. Start by breaking your goals into smaller, manageable steps. Instead of focusing on the end result, concentrate on what you can do today. Did you write one paragraph? Great. Did you practice for 10 minutes? Perfect. Celebrate these small victories, knowing they're laying the foundation for bigger accomplishments. Over time, these incremental efforts compound, creating momentum that propels you forward faster than you imagine. And here's the ultimate truth: the process teaches you as much as the outcome does, if not more. Each challenge you face, each mistake you make, and each lesson you learn shapes you into the person you need to become to handle success. Without the struggle, the victory wouldn't mean as much. Trusting the process isn't just about reaching your goals, it's about becoming someone who deserves them. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked but is absolutely vital to your success: celebrating small wins. It's easy to focus so much on the big picture, the ultimate goal, the final destination, that you forget to appreciate the milestones along the way. But here's the truth: every step forward deserves recognition. Every effort, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. And when you take time to celebrate these moments, you fuel your motivation and remind yourself why the journey is worth it. Think about climbing a mountain. You don't reach the summit in one giant leap. It's a series of smaller steps, each one bringing you higher than before. Those steps might seem insignificant in isolation, but together, they're what get you to the top. The same is true for your goals. Each small win, a completed task, a new skill learned, or even just showing up on a tough day is a victory worth acknowledging. These moments are proof that you're moving forward, even if the finish line still feels far away. Here's why celebrating small wins matters so much. It keeps you motivated. Progress isn't always visible, especially when you're working toward long-term goals. If you wait until the end to feel proud of yourself, you risk burning out or losing steam along the way. But when you pause to recognize what you've accomplished, even the tiniest achievements, you create a sense of momentum. You remind yourself that your efforts aren't wasted, that every action counts. This builds confidence and reinforces your belief in your ability to succeed. Psychologically, celebrating small wins triggers the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. When you acknowledge your progress, your brain associates effort with positivity, making you more likely to stay committed. Studies show that people who regularly celebrate their achievements, no matter how minor, experience higher levels of satisfaction and resilience. They're also more likely to push through challenges because they know there's joy in the process, not just at the end. But here's the empowering part. Celebrating small wins shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Instead of focusing on how far you still have to go, you start appreciating how far you've come. This perspective change is powerful because it combats feelings of overwhelm and self-doubt. It reminds you that success isn't an all-or-nothing game. It's a collection of little victories that add up over time. Each win becomes evidence that you're capable of achieving more than you thought possible. This brings us to another critical point. Celebrating doesn't mean indulging in complacency. It's not about resting on your laurels or settling for mediocrity. Instead, it's about using these moments of acknowledgement as fuel to keep going. Think of it like refueling during a marathon. You stop briefly to recharge, then continue running with renewed energy. By celebrating small wins, you give yourself permission to breathe, reflect, and gather strength for the next leg of your journey. Now let's address how to celebrate effectively. It doesn't have to be grand or elaborate. Sometimes the simplest gestures carry the most meaning. Write down your accomplishments in a journal. Share your progress with someone who supports you. Treat yourself to something small like a favorite snack or a few minutes of relaxation. The key is to make it intentional. Take a moment to say, I did this, I'm proud of myself. Over time, these small acts of celebration build a habit of gratitude and self-appreciation that sustains you through tough times. And here's the ultimate truth. Celebrating small wins reminds you that success isn't just about the destination, it's about the person you become along the way. Each milestone shapes you, teaching lessons and building qualities that prepare you for greater achievements. By honoring your progress, you honor yourself, and that's what makes the journey fulfilling. Now let's talk about the most critical moment in your journey, the one you're in right now, this exact second. Because here's the truth. Inspiration without action is like a car without an engine. It might look good on the surface, but it's not going anywhere. If you want to change your life, if you want to achieve your dreams, then the time to act is not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Today is the day to stop waiting and start doing. And I'm going to tell you why. Think about all the times you've told yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, and what happens? Another excuse. Another delay, another reason to put off what you know you need to do. But here's the reality. There will never be a perfect time. Life will always throw challenges, distractions, and uncertainties your way. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's the willingness to take action despite imperfection. Success belongs to the doers, not the dreamers. So ask yourself this. Are you ready to stop hesitating and start moving? Here's why taking action matters so much. Action creates momentum. It's the spark that turns ideas into reality. Every step you take, no matter how small, builds energy and confidence. When you act, you shift from passive thinking to active doing. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more than just planning or wishing. You begin to see results, even if they're tiny at first, and those results fuel your motivation, pushing you to keep going. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Psychologically, humans are wired to avoid discomfort. We procrastinate because we fear failure, rejection, or the unknown. But here's the thing, fear doesn't disappear when you wait. It grows. The longer you delay, the bigger the mental barrier becomes. On the other hand, when you take action, something incredible happens. Fear shrinks, doubt fades. You realize that the worst case scenario isn't as bad as you imagined, and often the best case scenario exceeds your expectations. Taking action isn't just about achieving goals, it's about proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. But here's the empowering part. Action builds discipline. When you commit to doing something, even when you don't feel like it, you train your mind to prioritize progress over comfort. Over time, this creates habits that compound, leading to extraordinary results. Each small action reinforces your belief in yourself, showing you that you're stronger and more capable than you thought. Discipline becomes your superpower, enabling you to push through obstacles that would stop others in their tracks. This brings us to another critical point. Taking action silences doubt. When you're stuck in your head, overthinking every detail, you create paralysis. But when you move forward, even imperfectly, you break free from that cycle. You replace speculation with experience, theory with practice. Every step you take provides clarity, helping you refine your approach and adjust your path. Action gives you answers that no amount of thinking ever could. Now, let's address how to take action right now. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do everything at once. Pick one thing, one task, one habit, one decision, and commit to it immediately. Write down 3 sentences for your project. Make one phone call. Take 5 minutes to organize your workspace. The size of the action doesn't matter. What matters is that you begin. Once you take that first step, the next one becomes easier. Momentum takes over, and suddenly you're moving faster than you thought possible. And here's the ultimate truth. Action is the antidote to regret. Think about the things you wish you'd done in the past, the opportunities you let slip away, the chances you didn't take. What holds people back isn't lack of ability, it's lack of courage to act. But when you choose to move forward today, you eliminate future regret. You give yourself the gift of knowing you tried, you fought, and you gave it your all. That's a legacy worth building. Now, let's bring this message home with one final thought. You are capable of more than you realize. Deep down, you already know it. You feel it in your bones. The dreams you've been holding on to, the goals you've been chasing, the vision you have for your life, it's all within reach. But here's the deal. Believing isn't enough. Hoping isn't enough. You have to act. You have to fight. You have to decide right here and right now that you're ready to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Because the truth is, greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work. Think about everything we've covered today. We talked about self-reliance, hard work, focus, consistency, and trusting the process. We reminded ourselves why failure isn't fatal, why celebrating small wins matters, and why taking action is non-negotiable. Each of these principles is a piece of the puzzle, a tool you can use to build the future you've always wanted. But none of them mean anything unless you put them into practice. Knowledge without execution is wasted potential. So I'm challenging you to take what you've learned today and turn it into action. Start where you are with what you have and keep moving forward. Here's why this moment matters so much. Every great achievement begins with a single step. That step might feel insignificant at first, but it sets off a chain reaction. It creates momentum. It builds confidence. It proves to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. And once you start seeing progress, no matter how small, you'll realize something powerful. Success isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to put in the effort. Anyone willing to stay focused on their vision. Anyone willing to push through discomfort and doubt. That person can be you. In fact, it should be you. But here's the thing. Inspiration fades if you don't act on it. Motivation is fleeting. It comes in waves. And if you don't seize it, it slips away. So, don't let this moment pass you by. Don't close this video. Go back to scrolling through social media or fall back into old habits. Instead, make a promise to yourself. Commit to one action today. One decision that moves you closer to your dreams. Whether it's writing down your goals, starting a new habit, or simply showing up when you don't feel like it, take that step. Trust me, it will change everything. Before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a powerful reminder. You are not alone in this journey. Millions of people around the world are fighting the same battles, facing the same fears, and striving for the same breakthroughs. What sets successful people apart isn't that they never struggle. It's that they refuse to give up. They keep going even when it feels impossible. And so can you. Because deep down, you already have everything you need to succeed. All you have to do is believe in yourself and then prove it through action. Now, here's my call to action for you. If this message resonated with you, if it sparked something inside you, then I need you to do three things. First, hit that like button. Let me know this spoke to you. Second, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, a coworker, someone who could use a little extra motivation today. And third, subscribe to this channel. Why? Because every week we dive deeper into topics just like this, tools, strategies, and insights designed to help you unlock your full potential. Together, we'll keep building the mindset and habits that lead to success. Finally, remember this. The life you want is waiting for you, but it's not going to come knocking on its own. You have to go after it. You have to fight for it. You have to decide every single day that you're worth the effort, because here's the truth, you are. You deserve every ounce of happiness, fulfillment, and success that you're working toward. And when you finally achieve it, when you look back at how far you've come, you'll realize it was worth every sacrifice, every challenge, and every moment of doubt. So, are you ready? Are you ready to rise above the noise, silence the excuses, and take control of your destiny? Good, because the best version of yourself is waiting on the other side of hard work. And nobody gets there without putting in the effort. Now go out there and make it happen. The world is watching, and it's time to show them what you're made of. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And most importantly, thank you for believing in yourself. Let's keep moving forward. together. This is your moment. Own it.